All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally that time. So we learned the basics of the UI of how After Effects works, and we basically just learned the fundamentals of After Effects. But now it's time to dive into what After Effects is best at. And this is what the main purpose that this tool was created for is, which is animating. It's finally time to dive into animating. Now, this being said, we're going to cover a lot, okay? In the next few courses, we're going to talk about what animating in After Effects really is, how we go about using keyframes in After Effects. We're going to talk about the speed and value graphs, which is how you make really smooth and clean animations inside of After Effects. And I'm also going to take you guys on another step. I'm going to give you guys a full masterclass on realism with animations, where we're going to practice movement animations, but also practice how we can make them more realistic. And we're going to take a pretty long masterclass on that just to make sure that we can really hit the nail on the head. This being said, guys, the first episode is going to be discussing how animations work in After Effects. If you guys watched the entire keyframing and animating part inside of Premiere Pro, this stuff's going to be so easy for you because it works the exact same way. The only thing which is going to be difficult for all of you guys is the graphs. And that's where we're going to get into some really good things. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm over here inside of After Effects, and you guys have already learned how to create layers inside of After Effects and how to create different functions. Now, this being said, here's what I want, okay? In order for us to demonstrate everything that we're able to do, we're going to be creating three kinds of shapes: a rectangle, a circle, and a triangle. And we're going to be making a movement animation with the rectangle. We're going to be making a scale animation with the circle, and we're going to be making a rotation animation with the triangle. This being said, let's dive right in. The first thing we need to do is right click and click on new and click on shape layer. This is going to add a new layer, which is a shape layer. Inside of my shape layer, I can draw out my shape as usual, right? Nice and simple. I'm going to start with my first one, which is going to be a rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. I need two rectangles on my scene. So I'm going to draw one right here in the middle, like so. And I've got one with a stroke right now, which is not something I want. So I'm going to go down to my rectangle under contents and click on stroke and delete that. So we remove the stroke, but the fill is also black, so it blends in with the background. So I'm selecting the fill and making it something like a light gray. That works perfect. Now here's the thing. For the first, let's say 4 seconds, I just want the rectangle. So I'm going to go over to 4 second and click on Ctrl+Shift+D, which we learned was the shortcut for cutting layers inside of After Effects. If you guys haven't learned that yet, I'm sorry, but this is probably the most basic function, right? So Ctrl+Shift+D is how you cut things inside of After Effects. I'm actually not sure if I covered it in a previous course. Either way, this is how you learn it now, okay? So whenever you guys want to cut anything inside of After Effects, it's always Ctrl+Shift+D, okay? This being said, that makes our first shape layer. Now the first one, I'm going to click on P to bring up my position, as we mentioned before, and I'm just going to move it to the top of the screen. Then I'm going to select it and I'm going to duplicate it. The shortcut for that is Ctrl+D, and I'm going to duplicate it. And shape layer 2, I'm going to click on P to bring up its position and also place it down here. So this way we've got two rectangles. You guys will see exactly why we use this, okay? Now we're going to go over 4 to 8 seconds. We're going to have our circle. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to close both of these. And here's the special part. I'm going to select both of these and click on Ctrl+D. That's going to duplicate both of them. Now, while selecting both these layers, I'm going to drag them up, and I'm going to drag both these layers over from the 4 second to 8 second mark. This gives us two shape layers over here. Now, all I have to do is open them up, go under contents, and just delete the rectangle in each one. This way, we've got two shape layers without any shapes. We're going to go over inside of here, inside of the ellipse tool. Going to hold down Shift and draw an ellipse right over here. Okay, draw an ellipse right over here. Actually, quick problem where the anchor point is not in the center. So I don't want to make you guys go through the whole anchor point thing. So for now, we're just going to create a new shape layer. Okay. I just don't want you guys to focus too much on the anchor point. We want to keep the focus on the animations. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut this at 4 seconds. This is a brand new shape layer, and place it from 4 to 8 seconds. Use our ellipse tool, hold down Shift and draw out if it allows us to, a perfect circle. All right. Let's just make sure that it is as close to the center as possible. Why can't I see my screen? No idea, probably because I'm not on the layer. Awesome. Okay, there we go. This is a nice circle, and then we're going to go down and also delete the stroke, go to the fill, and also change the fill to a light gray, like this. That works pretty nicely. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and just place one on the left side over here, like this. And I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to duplicate it by Ctrl+D, click on P to bring up the position, and move it to the right side. So far we've created two of these shapes. Let's do this one more time for the triangles. Once again, this is just reviewing, but it's really good because we're going to be using these to demonstrate animations. Add a new shape layer, cut it at 4 seconds, Ctrl+Shift+D. Let's move it forward, and then 8 to 12 seconds, we're just going to draw out our Polygon tool, draw out a polygon right here, go down to our polystar, and then go to polystar path, set it to 3 points, and then let's delete our stroke. Awesome, and let's go ahead and set a fill of kind of light gray. I'm gonna place this thing real quick in the middle of the screen, just because that's better. There we go. And we're just going to place one on the top left, like this, and we're going to select the layer, Control D, as that way we duplicate it, and then we're gonna go one in the bottom right. Like that. There we go. That's pretty cool. Now, with this being said, we have our 3 shapes. I'm going to use these 3 shapes to demonstrate something for you guys, which is our position animation, scale animation, and rotation animation. As usual, whenever we're learning keyframes, let's do a quick recap of what keyframes are. Keyframes are basically a way to tell our editing program that at a certain moment, a certain property was a certain value, and then at another moment, a certain property was a different value. For example, if I keyframe the position on Premiere Pro, at the beginning of my clip on the left side, this is going to tell Premiere Pro that my clip is on the left side at the beginning. If I move forward and I now move the position to the right side and it adds a different keyframe that's on the left side, on the right side, it's now going to tell Premiere Pro that at the end of my clip is on the right side. So now we have a keyframe at the beginning which tells Premiere Pro my clip is on the left, and a keyframe at the end which tells Premiere Pro my clip is on the right. So in between, it's going to animate the clip going from left to right. It's nice and simple. This being said, this works the exact same way inside of After Effects. There's only one key difference that you need to know. Instead of making keyframes in the same way that we could see them inside of the effect controls panel, we can literally make them with the same way. There's the same stopwatch icon, the same exact keyframe, same everything, and the graphs are even super similar. The only difference is there's one shortcut you guys need to always remember, and it is that, actually, first of all, you need to understand that the keyframes are only going to appear under the certain property, which I'll show you guys in just a bit. And there's one shortcut you guys need to remember, which is the letter U, because the letter U allows you to see any keyframe on any specific layer. That being said, let's take some examples because examples teach us better than information. Let's go and dive right in. So on my first over here, let's take this first rectangle here. I want to keyframe the start on the left side and the end on the right side. So I'm going to move over to somewhere over here, and to add my keyframe, I first need to decide what kind of property I want to keyframe. So to do this, I'm going to open up my shape layer and go under my transform property and keyframe my current position. Now to add a keyframe, you just have to click this button over here. This adds a keyframe on our timeline that we could see right here. So just the exact same way as Premiere Pro. Now if I move my playhead forward and I move my position over to the right side, you guys can see 2 things now happen. It adds another keyframe for the position being on the right side, and it also draws out my motion over here with this path that's kind of like drawn out, like so. And that's the cool thing about After Effects, is it actually draws out the motion for you and shows you where it starts and where it ends. So let's quickly do that one more time for you guys, okay? So we add a keyframe. Let's go ahead and this time start our keyframe on the left side. So since we don't have any other keyframes, it's not going to draw out a path. We're just starting our clip on the left side. Then let's move forward and end our rectangle on the right side. As you guys can see, this draws out our path. Now guess what? We have a keyframe. You can actually use these sliders over here, the same exact sliders inside of Premiere Pro to go to your keyframes. On our first keyframe, we have our rectangle on the left, and on our second keyframe, we have our rectangle on the right. Guess what's going to happen? The rectangle is going to go from left to right. Awesome, nice and simple. Now, why is the letter U so important? Well, that's because if you added a position keyframe, you can also add another scale keyframe on top of it, and you can add a rotation animation on top of it. We're not going to dive into these yet. We're slowly going to build into these bit by bit throughout this course. But for now, that's what you need to understand. The reason we use U is because when you have a layer that's closed like this and you're trying to dig around and find where your keyframe is, sometimes you might not see it, right? And so all you have to do is select your layer and click on U, and it's going to show you the exact property that has a keyframe on it and the keyframes that are on it. It's going to show me the position and both of these keyframes. On top of this, if I for some reason keyframed my scale and I move forward and also had it go bigger like this, right? So just a nice and simple move and increase in size animation, and I click on U, all of a sudden it's going to show me the position and the scale and both of their keyframes. That's why this function is so useful. So I'm going to go ahead and select both of our scale keyframes and delete them. And I'm actually going to Control Z until we could go back to the original size. And there we go. We've got our first one over here. Okay, so this is how you keyframe your position. What's another way to do this? I'm going to use our second rectangle to show you how I would do this in a live example. Let's say this second rectangle over here, I wanted to animate it going from the left side to the right side. So make sure you follow along if you are doing this with me. All I have to do is select the shape layer, and since I'm only going to be animating the position, I could just click on P, and I'm going to have the position pop up. Now what I would do is keyframe the current position, so I've added the keyframe, and I'm going to start it on the left side over here. Now I will move forward to the point where I want it to end, and I will end it on the right side over here. And this being said, that is how I like to do my animations inside of After Effects. And there we go, we've got two rectangles moving from left to right. So this is how you create position animations. We mainly use position animations for, as you guys saw inside of Premiere Pro, sliding things onto the screen. Sometimes we combine them with transparency animations. Sometimes we combine them with rotation animations. We like to have things pop up and do a 3D rotation. We like to, have our camera movement pretty cool. So the position you guys are actually going to be using a lot. And the position inside of After Effects works in a very complex way. We're just going into the shallow parts now, but slowly as we get into more realistic things, as we learn the graphs, you guys are going to understand how much more complex position is inside of After Effects. This being said, that's all that you need to understand about keyframing a position animation in After Effects. Now let's learn how we do the exact same thing with the scale. Let's say I wanted to animate this circle starting at this current scale and then move forward and have it become bigger. How would I do this? Give yourself some time to try and do it on your own, but either way, I'm going to go ahead and do it in front of you over here. So there's two ways to do this. You could do it the traditional way. Select your layer, click on this, open up your transform properties, which have your scale property inside of it, and add a keyframe to your scale. Then we're going to move forward and we're just going to increase the scale like so. Now what this is going to do is create a first keyframe at this scale and a second keyframe at this scale over here. Now if I select this layer and click on U, it's going to show me the scale property, and there we go, we have it scaling in. Now you could do this in a way faster way. You could just click on S as your shortcut for the scale, move back, add a keyframe for the scale. This starts our animation over here at this current scale. Let's move forward and then scale it up like so. There we go, guys. That's how you make a scale in animation. With this being said, we've got one final animation to use. By the way, scale animations, they're mostly used for zooms. That's kind of like it's the same concept as Premiere Pro. Scale is just used for zooms inside of After Effects. Position is the one that we use most of the time, and transparency and rotation, those ones we use kind of like we alternate between them just to kind of get some cool effects. Either way, you guys are going to learn all of them, so you don't need to worry about anything. This being said, our third animation over here, this is going to be the most interesting one. Let's say I wanted to create a rotation animation. All I have to do is go down to here into my transform function, keyframe my rotation, telling After Effects that at the beginning my rotation is this value, then moving forward and increasing the rotation like so. Okay, and this is going to rotate our triangle like this. Let's go ahead and do this for the second layer in a faster way. The shortcut for rotation is R. We could select the top layer, and to find out where my keyframes are, I could just click on U to see all of my keyframes on that layer. I'm going to move back, keyframe the current rotation, move forward, and then simply rotate it a few times like so. And there we go. We've got two cool rotations. Now with this being said, if I want to see all the animations on the screen, I'm just going to select one of the layers, hold down Shift, select the bottom one. This way it selects all of them. And I'm going to click on U, which is going to, first of all, close if we have any open layers. But also if we click it one more time, it's going to show me all of the keyframes which we've got on the screen. Now this being said, guys, that is how animating inside of After Effects works. That's literally all that you need to understand. This is the same exact knowledge you have in Premiere Pro, which is why we're able to go through it so quickly. Now this being said, what sets apart animating in After Effects from animating in Premiere Pro is the graphs I'm about to show you. So in the next episode, we're going to dive into the speed graph and the value graph, which are very, very crucial elements for creating high quality and smooth animations inside of Premiere Pro. And first, we're starting with the one you guys are most familiar with, which is the speed graph, which we've used inside of Premiere Pro. This being said, let's dive right into the next episode in which we're going to uncover the speed graph to creating really, really cool animations inside of After Effects. I'll see you guys there.